And we're going again. Hello everybody, back again. I figured while I'm sitting here I might as well make another quick little video. I've got a lot to talk about, so I figured I'll try and get a few more videos recorded and yeah, get things all lined up in the pipeworks for the next few weeks. As next week I'm going away for my 4-year wedding anniversary. Anna and me, we're going away to Morocco, so I probably won't be able to record anything that week. I know I said this when I went to Cyprus about a month ago, and it ended up not happening, but maybe I'll just post a little 2-minute video of just the two of us just chilling out on the beach or something like that, something silly. But yeah, there certainly won't be anything serious. At least there won't be anything serious recorded next week. If I can actually sit down and do a few videos, I'll have stuff lined up so something pops up. But yeah, so I figured while I'm sitting here right now, I've got a bit of spare time, why not talk about it a bit more? So yeah, I figured I would talk about a little bit more, slightly more immediate stuff. I'd say the last video I discussed the bipedical flat and a couple of other slightly heavier modifications that I'm planning to get further down the line. I figured I might just as well sit here and discuss things a little bit more in the immediate future. First of all, earlobes. I don't know how obvious it is, but they are both back at 3" again. We are back balanced out and we are nice and comfy. Obviously this is the one that's been fine anyway. This is the one that's just got back. It's been back at this size a couple of days and there is still even a little tiny gap. I don't want to fiddle with it too much. I want to let it settle in this size, so I won't pull it out too much. But there is a little tiny gap, so it's not super tight or anything. And that's what you want. Whenever you're going up a size, ideally you want it to still be a little bit loose at the next size. So I'm really happy with that. It's gone about as well as it could do. So far, touch wood, I've had no issues. There's nothing obvious that should be going wrong with it. I'm paying close attention to them. And I will be letting them chill out at this size for a little while. I more or less have the lathe up and going, and so I'm going to use this as an excuse to start attempting to make, should I say, my own jewellery. And yeah, as they are at the moment, they are 76mm. So I'm tempted just to try and make a pair of 77s, just to see how that goes. And it won't be a massive stretch, and it's something I will be able to get in relatively soon. In fact, I could get that in already if I wanted to. But I don't yet. Like I say, I'll let them chill out for a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months before I start doing anything else. Make sure they are both really set in. And I know we've got a little bit of poor weather coming up, which is what gave me the issues to begin with. So I will definitely wait until after any crazy weather is gone. And yeah, get things back on track again. Fingers crossed. My plan going forwards with the lobes, I'm still hoping. Obviously, I don't ever have an end goal in mind with any of my modifications. Really, it's just an ongoing progression. Sort of collecting new modifications, altering what I've got, just seeing what I can do, basically. But yeah. So, I mean, I would love to get these up to, like, I've said it before, I would love to get them up to like 8 inches or something ridiculous. Now, I highly doubt that will ever happen, don't get me wrong. I know that really is shooting for the stars, but hey, you never know. You never know, so we'll see. But yeah, so at the very, very minimum, I'd say I want to shoot for at least 5 inches. Which is, I believe, 127mm, I think. I don't know that exactly off the top of my head, but it's something like that, so it's pretty damn big. But at the very minimum, I think that's where I would like them to end up. But for this year, as I've mentioned before, I'm more than happy to stretch very, very slowly, and that's exactly what I plan to do. So being at 76 right now, I can see by the end of this year, provided we have no more setbacks, I can see them hitting at least 80mm, maybe even as far as 82. And that would probably be as much as I was expected to go. and then hopefully by the end of next year I would have them back at 88 to 90, fingers crossed. And like I say, that's if everything goes 100% perfect. And I'm well aware things with stretching never go perfectly, so that might be overreaching a little bit. But yeah, I'm not too fussed as long as I'm making, even if it's 2 steps forwards, 1 step back, as long as I'm making gradual progress, I'm good, I'm happy. But yeah, so for the immediate future, these guys will be chilling out at 3" for now. I will probably, I'd say maybe, we're coming up for March now, maybe April time, I will start thinking about going up just a millimetre or so, just so I can have an excuse to start making more of my own jewellery, not start making all this. So that's good. So yeah, so that's the lobes. The next thing I'm thinking seriously about doing in the near future is again my conches. Obviously this guy has only just finally gotten up to 17mm, but I was looking back through some of my old pictures and videos and stuff, and I'm pretty certain this here has been 17mm for the best part of 2 years now, somewhere around 18 months to 2 years. So this guy is ready to go. So hopefully in the very near future, probably something I'll sort out when I get back from Morocco. Actually finally ordering some 18mm tunnels. I'll order a pair, so I've got them both. And I will start, hello Millie, Millie's back. And I will start pushing this one up to 18mm. I'll take it real steady. As it's been so long, I actually think it will probably go, when I say easy, sorry my Dago's making noise. So when I say easy, it's never easy with conches, but I expect it to be as easy as a conch piercing will go, because it has been at this size for a long time now. So I will work on this one and probably give this one a lot more time to chill out. I'd like to think I will stretch this one, I'd like to think I will stretch both of them at least a couple more times this year. It'd be nice to end the year on about 19mm, I think. But we'll have to see how that goes, because I am well aware how damn difficult it is stretching conch piercings. So we'll have to see exactly how that goes. But 19mm would be nice. It would be a nice little, because that's 3/4 of an inch basically. So that would be a nice little milestone to have a pair of 3/4 inch conches. So that would be nice. And then the other one that I've mentioned over and over and over again, and I still haven't gotten around to actually putting any real effort in, is the 4 little traguses. I know I've mentioned this before, but they have been at this size for so long now. It's because I never even really see them, because they're hidden behind my my face fluff. I never even really see them myself, so I kind of almost forget they're there. But yeah, I need to actually measure them and figure out how big they are. It's been so long since I've stretched them, I can't even remember how big they actually are. They are either 2mm or 2.4mm. So I will actually finally measure them properly. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to pull my finger out and actually get that done soon. And I mean, I've got digital calipers about somewhere. I've actually got 2 pairs somewhere. So it's not as though it'd be a hard thing to do. It would take all of 5 seconds to actually just measure them. I just haven't done it. But I will get that done soon, and I will order 4 more Lobret studs, because that's what I wear through them. I just wear little Lobret studs with the flat back and then the ball on the front. I will order 4 of those for the next size up and finally get that done, because that has been too long. I've never wanted them particularly big anyway. I think the largest I would be likely to go with them would be about maybe 4mm, maybe even stop at sort of 3.2. My nose is sliding about more than ever. My nose is running because of the cold weather. I've just been outside. But yeah, I imagine 3.2 or 4mm would probably be where I stop with them. Just because I like the idea of keeping them small. I think they're the only piercings I have that I actually like the idea of keeping them small. So yeah, that would be all for stretching stuff at the moment. I mean, obviously I've mentioned before, I do want to carry on with my nostrils and possibly try and get my septum back up to 26. straighten you up a little bit. So that all depends on the little notch and the little thin spot and how that goes, whether I really push that up much more again or not. But yeah, for the time being, I'm probably not going to do anything to my nose due to just like the work situation and stuff like that. So that's all for the actual stretching of the stuff I've got going on at the moment. Other than that, actual new piercings, I do hope to actually get some new piercings this year. First of all, outer conches, or flats as a lot of people call them. I know I've mentioned before I would like to actually get them punched. Just because I've never had a piercing punched. I've never had a dermal punch done. And I'm very curious to see what that experience would be like. No doubt it would be incredibly painful. I know some people, funnily enough, I know some people who have quite a lot of modifications. And they've often said that having cartilage punched is one of the more intense piercing type modifications. That is not really on the heavy side, but on the heavy modification side, it is still more. It's still more on the piercing side, in my mind at least. But from what they've said, they've told me it certainly is one of the more intense piercing style modifications you can get. And I can quite believe that. I fully believe that's the case, because essentially what you're doing is coring out a tunnel of cartilage in your ear. So yeah, that'll certainly be interesting. But I would only get that done relatively small. I like the idea of starting them maybe 4 or 5 millimeters, something like that. Just enough to get the experience, but at the same time, not removing too much tissue, so that I have plenty still left there to stretch really big. Because whatever size I end up stopping my conches at, my inner conches, I would like the outer conches to be bigger. One of the cats in the litter tray. Great timing. But yeah, and as well as that, on this here, I've always had this little flat dip just here in the top of the whatever you'd call it, the rim, whatever you'd call it. I've got a little dip that goes in here and it's completely flat. And so what I would wait, you two calm down. So what I would quite like to do is actually have a little piercing through there. And that's one I would also, funny enough, also attempt to stretch. See how I can get that. Just again, just out of pure curiosity, just to see if I can do it. And you got Millie walking along in the background there. Not sure what she's up to. She's good, she's having fun. And yeah, so that would be another piercing I would like to get this year. And something else, I'm certain I've discussed this at some point before. I like the idea of, in the same way I've got just these pair here, I've always liked the idea of just having 3 more little studs just in the top here, sort of facing forwards. Just almost carrying on like a little ladder going up there. And have 3 more on each side, and again just wear little librets through them. Probably stretch them up a little bit, funny enough. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, I would keep them relatively small. At the biggest, I would probably go no larger than whatever I end up with these guys, with the tragus piercings. But yeah, that's I would like to see if I can get that done this year, but I kind of don't really know anywhere around here now that does a lot of actual piercing. There's a few places that are open like a few hours a week, and that's about it. But how professional they are or how experienced they are, I don't really know. We've had all sorts of silly dramas and things go on with a lot of the modification studios around here, a lot of the piercing studios. And so a lot of the full-time piercers are, let's say, just, how can I put this? There's been lots of drama, let's put it that way, and drama isn't something I like to get involved in, so it's easier just to avoid it all. Either way, I'd probably have to travel a little way. I believe there are places, because I live in Ipswich, I've got a train line that goes to Norwich and down to Colchester. I believe there are piercing studios in both those places, so it would mean a little bit of a day out, but that could be worth looking into and finding somewhere nearish by that can do that for me. So that would be a bit of fun. Yeah, maybe I'll even see if I'm about getting 6 done all in one go, like 3 each year, all in one go. that would be a good fun day. I have to admit, I would enjoy that a lot. I think that would be a fun little experience. I like that idea. Maybe that's what I'm going to try and do. I will look into this perhaps. I think that might be a smart idea. So yeah, anyway, I think in the sort of the immediate future, that's probably just about everything that I will do in the times to come, the real soon time. My septum is sliding about for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It's shifting over more than it usually does. It never sits straight anyway because the cartilage in my nose isn't straight. It's never been straight. But it's sliding about even more than usual. I can feel it going. So what's going on? I don't quite know. All good. Anyway, yes, so I think coming up for 16 minutes now. So I will call that quits there for now. And maybe I'll record another video now, maybe I won't. I've got plenty of spare time the rest of this week, so I'm hoping before I go away to Morocco I'll be able to sit down and make another handful of videos and have them all scheduled to go up over the next month or so, just to make sure I've got some bits and bobs coming up. So yeah, I will say ta-ra for now. I'll speak to you all again soon. I'm going to hazard a guess and say this has gone up either Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, happy Wednesday or Thursday. Ta-ra for now. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching.